Good day. Welcome to P&G Economics online class. In this section of this video, we are going to continue with the part 2 of our series, which focuses on the review of Economics O-Level WAEC past questions. Before I start, if you haven't yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and like and comment. Let me know how well you understand the videos. Our first question is: political instability hinders economic growth because the question is saying that in what way does political instability in a country hinders or discourages the economic growth? Option A says scares many people from politics. That can be the answer. Option B says that prevent politicians from playing effective politics. Yes. Option B says that discourages entrepreneurs generally. And then option D says encourages urban-rural migration. This is also not the answer. The correct answer is C. Why? Because if there is political instability, entrepreneurs who are meant to contribute to the growth of the economy, they will be discouraged from doing so. So it's not good for the country. Number 2, there's an unemployment of resources when production is. What the question is being saying is that on the PPC curve, where does unemployment of resources take place? There are 3 possibilities. Production can either take place inside the PPC curve, on the PPC curve, or outside the PPC curve. And if it's inside the PPC curve, it shows that resources are not well utilized, or there's a wastage of resources, or unemployment of resources, the case may be. Whereby on the PPC curve shows the effective utilization of resources, and outside is an unattainable point. So the correct answer would be inside the PPC curve, which is option A, within the production velocity curve. Now, in number 3, a major characteristic of natural resources is that which among of these actually discuss the characteristics of natural resources? A says are unlimited in supply. No, they are available. Then have high cost of production. No, they are natural, so they are not being produced. Are free gift of nature? Yes, they are free gift of nature. They are not produced by humans, but gifts of nature. And option C say they do not command any price. No, they do command price. All natural resources, they command price because people pay to have them. Then question number 4 says a major disadvantage of a capitalist economy is that. Now, before you can be able to answer this question, you need to understand what is a capitalist economy. A capitalist economy is a type of economy that is controlled majorly by private individuals. That the means of production and distribution of goods and services are majorly controlled by private individuals. So what would be the characteristic? What would be the disadvantage of that? Of course, if we go to the option A says leads to low production of goods and services. No. Requires large number of officials to operate. No. Consider individual consumer satisfaction. No. Then this says worsens income of inequality among the citizens. Yes. One of the disadvantages of capitalist economy, because they are capitalists, the major objective is for profit maximization. And because of that, the rich, who are the capitalists, they get richer, and the poor get poorer. So there is this wide inequality economically among the citizens, and that will be option D. Then number 5 says the mining sector of an economy contributes 60% to the gross domestic product (GDP). If the GDP is $540, what is the contribution of the mining sector? Now, it's very simple. Since the mining sector is contributing 60% of GDP, and GDP is $540, that will be 60% of $540, which will be 60 all over 100 times $540. $540. And if you multiply that, it's going to give you 324. So that is the answer, $324, and that is option C. So let's move to question number 6. The increase in the demand for a commodity may lead to a decrease in the demand for another if both of those commodities are what? Now, what the question is telling us is that if the demand of a commodity increases and the demand for another commodity decreases, that can only happen if these two commodities they are competitive, so that when people buy more of one, they buy less of others. So that can only happen to competitive demand, and that is option D. Question number 7. The demand curve of goods of ostentation is usually what? Now, what is this question telling us? This question is even telling us for the goods of ostentation, how will their demand curve looks like? You know, there are two possibilities. Is either a slope downward or a slope upward. So if it is good of ostentation, how the demand curve looks like. Now, before you can be able to answer this question, first of all, you need to understand what are goods of ostentation. Goods of ostentation are goods that are pricey, that command prestige, in which the rich they go for them. So this kind of goods, even the higher the price, the more people are buying. So in this kind of situation, there is a positive relationship between price and quantity demanded, and it's also an example of abnormal demand, in which the demand curve will slope upward instead of downward for a normal demand curve. So the demand curve of goods of ostentation, because it's an abnormal demand, will be like the slope upward. So that is positively sloped, and that is option B. Number 8. The supply curve of a locally produced goods may shift to the right if. Now take notes from your understanding of change in supply curve or shift in supply curve. Now, a supply curve can only shift either to the right or to the left by other factors affecting demand except price. That's number 1. So obviously, this option D can never be the answer because it already mentioned price. Price can never shift neither supply curve nor demand curve, either to the right or left. It can never happen. But let's now concentrate on the remaining 3 options. A says there's an increase in taxes on input. If there's an increase in taxes, the producer will discourage. They will not sell more, so it can never shift the supply curve to the right. B says government increases subsidies. Well, subsidy simply means incentives provided by the government to encourage producers to produce more at a cheaper price. So if that ever happens, the producer will be happy and they will shift the supply curve. They will produce more, and that will shift the supply curve to the right or outward. So the correct option there is option B. Now number 9. Now let's move to question number 9. An increase in the price of commodity S led to a fall in the supply of commodity Y. Commodity X and Y are what? Now, you need to understand this question very well. The question says there's an increase in the price of a commodity X. Then as a result of that, commodity Y, supply of commodity Y falls. So what could have led to that? That means that for that could ever happen, it means that the two commodities are derived goods. What are derived goods? Derived goods are goods whereby because you need one, you must get the other. For example, between printer and printer ink. Now, printer ink is a derived demand. Because we need printer, that is why printer ink comes into play. So, option is D. Question number 10. If demand is perfectly elastic, tax imposed will be borne by the consumers. Take note of that. If they are perfectly inelastic, then it will be borne by the consumers only. But if they are perfectly elastic, it will be borne by producers. So that is correct. So we now move to question number 11. But before we answer that question 11, there is an information we are given which cover question 11 to 13. The information says that a firm's short-run cost is given as follows: C equals to $45.7 plus 34Q plus 25Q squared. All values in million dollars. So use the information to answer question number 11 to 13. So the first question there is what is the fixed cost? Take notes. Fixed cost is a cost borne by the firm when the firm is not producing anything at all. So the fixed cost will only be this region that does not involve quantity because the firm is not producing anything at all, and that will be 45.7 Q. Take note of that. Where there is no quantity, that is what your fixed cost is. Now, the next question says, what is the firm's marginal cost? Now, we're talking about marginal cost now. Marginal cost, for you to calculate marginal cost of a cost function, you are going to differentiate the cost function. Remember, you have this cost function here, so you're going to differentiate it. And how you differentiate it? When you differentiate it, the 45.7 Q will become 0, then 34 Q will become 34, then plus 25 Q squared, the 2 will go to multiply 25, and that is 2 minus 1. So your answer will now be 34 Q plus 50 Q, and that is option B. If you differentiate that cost function, it will give you that answer. Then question number 13 says, if the firm produces 10 units of product, what is the value of the firm's total cost? Now, to calculate total cost, since we have been given the quantity produced, which is 10, substitute 10 into this. So with that now, you are going to be having something like 45.7 Q, then plus, there you are going to have 34 into bracket 10, since our Q is now 10, into bracket 10, then plus the other one there, you have 25 into bracket, since the Q is 10, that is 10 all raised to power 2. So if you simplify this, it should give you B, which is 2,885.70 cents, and that is B. Then question number 14 says, the marginal cost equals marginal revenue. If that ever happens, when marginal cost is equal to marginal, that is, if MC is ever equals to MR, what happened at that moment? Of course, it shows that the firm is at equilibrium, or the firm is at break even. So that means the firm is at break even, and that is option B. Now, number 15. Average revenue of a firm is also equals to the price of selling 1 unit of the product. So the correct option here is supposed to be D, but it's not the cost of producing a unit of the product. It's supposed to be the price of a unit of the product. So that is the only reasonable answer to that, number 15. Because average revenue, which is AR, at any given time, is also equals to the price of the commodity in a perfect market. In a perfect market, average revenue is equal to the price. But if you are to be in an imperfect market, average revenue will be greater than price. Take note of that. This is for a perfect market. Now, question number 16 says, the total cost of producing 18 units of a bottled drink is 4,500 naira. So what is the average cost? We all remember that our average cost is equals to total cost all over Q. So our total cost here is 4,500, and that is 4,500 all over 18. And if you divide that should give you 250. So that is the correct option, the option D. So we move to question number 17. A market where buyer and seller cannot influence the price of goods and services is, well, it's not option A, which is monopolistic market. The commodity market, the seller can influence the price of the commodity. It's an example of imperfect market. Also, option C says imperfect market. No. As a matter of fact, under imperfect market, the seller and buyer can influence the price of the commodity. It can never be monopoly. So the correct answer to that number 17 is B, which is perfect market. So it's a perfect market in which neither the buyer nor the seller can influence the price of the commodity. Then question number 18 says a monopoly will make normal profit in the long run, where now for a monopoly to make normal profit normally, it means that the MC, which is called MR, equal to determinant equal to price, must be equal to ATC. Take note, this is for normal profit. For normal profit, the marginal cost will be equal to marginal revenue, and will also be equal to the determinant and will be equal to the price, also equal to ATC. This is normal profit for in under normal perfect competition, under imperfect. But for abnormal profit, it will be greater than 80C. So this is abnormal profit. This one is abnormal. That's abnormal profit. So take note of that, abnormal profit. So we move to question number 19. Under which of these conditions will the perfect market make loss? A perfect market will make loss where the MC equal to MR equal to determinant equal to price is less than 80C. If that ever happens, that is 80C is above the equilibrium point of MC, MR, the determinant and the price, then such a market will make loss under that instance. So that will happen. So the correct option there is option B. That is option B. Now we move over to question number 20. It says, which of these statements is correct at equilibrium for a perfect market? We've mentioned this before. A perfect market will be at equilibrium where MC cuts MR from below. If ever it's cut from below, that is at that point where MC equals to MR, and it always cut it from below because MC comes from below MR. So that will give you equilibrium point of a perfect market. Question number 21. Inflation can be caused by that. Which of this situation will cause inflation? Decrease in aggregate demand can never cause inflation. As a matter of fact, it will only cause depreciation, because if people are not demanding for the commodity, the price will fall. Then B says increase in aggregate supply. Yes, if there's an inflation, the price of goods and services are now increasing in the market, the producer will be more willing to supply more to the market, so it will cause increase in aggregate supply. So that is that. And then question number 22. What is a term used to describe the percentage of people who are willing and able to work but cannot find employment? The answer is unemployment rate. Unemployment rate is the total of persons who are willing and able to work but could not find work in terms of percentage. That is unemployment rate. So it's actually calculated by using unemployed all over total workforce times certain percentage. Number 23. Which of these is a characteristic of a demand pull inflation? We have two methods of inflation. We have cost push and demand pull. Demand pull inflation simply means when the consumers they have excess money to spend, so their demand, the aggregate demand increases, and whereby the aggregate supply remain constant. So they are demanding for more products, but supply remain constant. That will lead to demand pull inflation. So the correct, and what will make consumer to have that much money in their hand is because of increase in money supply. So discovered by increase in money supply. Number 24. If the economy is operating on its PPC, what does this imply? We've discussed this before. It means that resources are efficiently utilized, and that is question option B to that question number 24. Now number 25. What does a movement along the PPC indicate? When you move along the PPC curve, what it means that is a change in opportunity cost. So the opportunity cost is changing from one point to the other. So the correct option to that number 25 is B. Then question number 26. Which of the following is a common cause of brain drain? Now, what is brain drain? Brain drain is when people who are skillful, they are leaving their country into another country at a high rate. What could have caused that? There is nothing that could cause that other than the fact that lack of job opportunities and poor working conditions. So that would cause brain drain in the economy. We are now considering question number 27. It says, how can countries combat brain drain effectively? What do they need to do? Since a problem, how can they combat it? Number A, option A says, by imposing strict immigration laws, that will not solve the problem. By investing in human capital development and creating job opportunities, yes, that would be one of the ways a country can solve that problem. Then C said by reducing educational programs, that will really worsen it. Then D says by discouraging higher education, that will only worsen it as well. So the best way to combat it or to fight brain drain in any country is to invest in human capital development and creating job opportunities. Question number 28. If the cross elasticity of demand between two goods is positive, then they are, that is, if the cross elasticity of demand between two goods are positive, it means that those goods, they are close substitute goods. That's what it means. But if they are negative, they are complementary goods. So answer is close substitute goods. So option 29, if the cross elasticity of demand between two goods is negative, then they are, like I've said, they will be complementary goods. Take note of that, complementary goods. Then last question in question number 30. What does the concept of elasticity of supply measure? Well, elasticity of supply measure the responsibility of quantity supply to the change in price, or the degree of percentage change in quantity supply all over the percentage change in price. So the correct option there is that D. Is a D. It's not responsible of quantity supply to change, right? Okay, actually the question number 30 has both option A and D to be correct. Both of them are correct, but they made the same, they are the same question option. So both options are correct. So, and the option B says relation between the supply and demand, no. Total amount of goods available in the market, no. So it's either A or D. Cost elasticity of supply, it simply means the quantity supply to change the price. So this is how we come to the end of this part 2 of this series of solving wire past question O level in economics. So please, if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe so that you can see more features such as this whenever I release them. And comment, share until you reach those who actually need it. There are those, it could be your siblings, it could be your cousins, it could be your children, it could be your students that actually need explanation in economics such as this. Share it until you reach them. Bye for now.